Today we are going to share with you the easy way to prepare roast pork, or otherwise known as sioba. Here we have about 1.2 kilo of pork belly. We only need 3 simple types of seasoning, and that is pepper, salt and 5 spice powder. First we rinse the pork and we try to get rid of the fine hair on the pork belly skin. You can get your butcher to help you if you buy at the wet market. Just tell the butcher you want to do roast pork and he will know what cut to select for you and also to help you to scrape the skin. Next we put the pork in a pan and we put in normal temperature water. We do not want to put in hot water as we want the water to slowly come into a boil so it can remove the impurities. The minute the water boils, you can immediately remove the pork belly. Next we dab dry the skin of the pork belly and we start to prick on the skin. The purpose of boiling the pork is so that the pork skin becomes softer, and after boiling the pork skin becomes much easier to poke. Stab it as many times as possible and make sure that you got every corner covered. Remember not to miss out on the edges. Remember to stab it really deep for a nice crunchy and crispy top. Next we flip the pork belly over and we make a 1 cm deep cut into the innermost layer of the pork. This is an important step because slicing the pork prevents the meat from curling. And also slitting the meat gives the marinade more area to penetrate into the meat. Then we will sprinkle the rub onto the meat and massage it in all over. Make sure that you get some seasoning on the sides and all over. Make sure that the rubs covers all areas. Next step is optional. You can choose to put some bicarbonate soda on the skin of the pork belly. And next comes one of the most important steps, and that is to put in the fridge to air dry the skin. Cover pork loosely with baking paper or aluminium foil, but make sure you leave a small opening so the air can get in. The secret is to have the skin really dry to get a very crispy sioba. After 24 hours, this is how the meat look like. It should be all dried up and ready for your roasting. Next, we will spread on some vinegar on top of the skin of the pork belly. You may use rice vinegar or any other vinegar. Next up, we will put a layer of coarse salt on top of the pork belly. If you do not have coarse salt, you can also put table salt. And you do not have to worry about it being too salty at the end because all this will be removed at the end. Next, we'll put this in the preheated oven at 200 degrees for 1 hour and 20 minutes. We also put in a tray with some water. The purpose of the water is to keep the pork moist. And after the first part of the roasting process, we will remove the salt from the top of the pork belly. And after that, we will put the oven on grill mode and put the pork back in for the skin to crisp up. This process only needs about 10 minutes and it's all done. An important tip is do not cut it immediately when it's out of the oven, but instead wait for it to cool down for half an hour before cutting. If you cut it immediately, all the juice will flow out. And there you go, crispy sioba, super easy to make. Thank you.